shoulder or mixed for only $6.99 a kilo. Baby chickens only $1.99. All your halal meat and grocery needs under one roof. Haji Baba Halal Meat. Find us in Asda.
You're listening to Peterborough's community radio, Salaam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Salaam Sports here live on Salaam Radio 106.2 FM. Thank you so much for joining us for what is promising to be another fun-filled, fun-packed show of sports, entertainment, commentary, views and discussions about the week of sports. Thank you so much to our listeners in Luton as well, Inspire FM 105.1, and welcome to the show Arif Aziz and Sadat Akram.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Assalamu alaikum to Sadat. Oh, we missed you last week.
Yeah, I know.
We missed you last week. It was such a dead show last week without you.
I heard.
It was so bad. It's like, how do we get on air without Sadat with us? I just don't get it. You're a vital cog to this machinery.
It looks like a jigsaw piece. If one of us is missing, it's just not complete.
Oh, bless.
But he wasn't so missing last week. I think we got the most interaction that we've ever had. Yeah.
We did. We had a fantastic show last week, and I think so. We had Wajid Jaibin last week, and I think he's going to be a bit of a regular feature, potentially once a month, talking specifically boxing. But the triumvirate are back. And we are talking about sports in general, because it was funny to watch Waj just glaze over when we started talking football or anything non-boxing. Basically, it was quite funny. And you glaze over, but you still say stuff that makes sense. I just want to call something out. I want to apologise to all of our listeners and all of our
do
viewers.
You really need to? I know what you're trying to get to here.
Should we not? It's up to you. I mean,
I think you should.
I think it's better if it comes from you, Arif. So, our listeners, I think Arif's got a message for you all.
Yeah. So we were talking about Formula One. I think I got some of my facts wrong last week in connection with
just with Formula One.
The Constructors' Championship, who actually whether it's been won already, and it has already.
Yeah, I mean the Formula One season's pretty much over.
Yeah.
The individual title's gone. The Constructors' Championship's all
gone.
To
be honest, I think we go down rocky road here. If we start apologising for getting the facts wrong, then it'll be Arif for first half of the show at least.
It'll be
apologise
every week. First half.
Every week. I apologise. I got this wrong. I apologise. I got that wrong.
Do you know what? I need to see the recording. I need to hear the recording.
Just to be
absolutely sure. Well, I'll apologise anyway.
I can tell you now. I don't need to hear it. I don't need to see it.
We've got some great interaction already. Waka Ayub, Vicky has said hello. Thank you for the hello. Michelle's watching. Michelle says me missed you, Sadat.
Oh, brilliant. Top sister.
Please leave your comments. I thought she was saying please leave the
studio. We miss you, that's enough.
So what are we talking about today? We've got the football. Premier League's back on, so we've got plenty to talk about there.
Mourinho's back with me.
The big news story is the Mourinho return to the Premier League, so we'll talk about that and probably even get Michelle's views, as she's a Spurs fan.
Yeah, definitely.
The question out there is Pochettino being sacked a bigger shock than Leicester's ex-boss, his name slipped, Ranieri.
Claudio Ranieri being sacked versus Pochettino being sacked. Yeah, we can discuss that as well. We've got a massive fight last night, boxing. We've had Wilder versus Ortiz.
I'm not sure which fight you're talking about then.
It was last night, not the night before. Massive fight. We'll talk a little bit about that. And obviously, we've got a lot of boxing fans as well. Ishfaq Ali's watching. Ishfaq, do leave your comments, particularly about the Wilder Ortiz fight, but anything else as well.
I think there's a lot to discuss. England are playing in the cricket. Pakistan are playing in the cricket, or have been playing in the cricket.
Yeah, they're there. They're on the ground. Or they're not even at the ground no more. Pakistan lost by innings and 5 runs, was it not?
Innings and 5 runs, yeah.
And
England, so if anybody wants to vent their frustration with the Pakistan cricket team, feel free to call in, get your comments in, let us know what you think. I mean, there's a lot of things that went wrong, but and I know we're going into detail, we'll come back to it in a bit, but when you're going away to Australia, don't make wide sweeping changes.
Absolutely.
Don't, take people you can rely on. You can't. I mean, as much as I love the fact that they've given a 16-year-old his debut and he's a great bowler and all that, and he's got a great future. Did you really want him to have his first experience of Test match cricket away in Australia?
Well, you've not really. I don't think we've ever won. Pakistan won a Test.
It's quite. I think it's just basic stuff, really. Other than that, any fixtures for FC Peterborough over the weekend?
Unfortunately, we had a quiet week this weekend.
We have a mid-season interval. We had a winter break.
We
had a sessional break.
We decided we'd send the players to Dubai
yeah.
to have relax, but we said they had to go on their own expenses, so nobody went.
Unfortunately.
Ishraq Ali's saying salam guys and Arif.
Salam alaikum.
Extra nice to you now, isn't he?
He's a top lad, Ishraq is.
Ishraq's a top lad.
And Aslan Ali's watching as well. Aslan, get your comments in about big Arsenal fan Aslan is. Very interesting stuff going on down at the Emirates.
Definitely worth listening to what
Aslan's got to say about Arsenal. Unai Emery, he was he's got a worse record in his first 50 games than Arsene Wenger had in his last 50, and that was enough to get Arsene Wenger shipped off. 50 games is enough for a manager to establish themselves, their style, their players. He's had 2 transfer windows. Suleiman Hussain Qureshi is watching. Sule, give us a shout out, mate. Get your text in and let us know how your boy's getting on with his training, how ticket sales are going, and anything else you want to share. And of course, you never walk alone. So, or you'll never. No, easy.
We're gonna start apologising for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, where do we kick off? Sadat.
Well, cricket as always. I mean, we mentioned it. Pakistan. Why would you put so many youngsters, and especially the 16? I don't know if he's 16 or 19. I can't remember now.
16. 16-year-old
who's just recently lost his mother.
He did,
about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah. It's just surprising he was still there, to be honest. But then to give him a debut against Australia without any backup, because he turned out to be. They were picking him up to be the main bowler. You say he did pretty well. If you look at all the bowlers, they didn't really give a lot of runs.
As a 16-year-old,
3.44 runs per over. Well. But they didn't pick up the wickets. That's what he's there for.
In world cricket, is there a more difficult place to go to try and get a result than... Okay, maybe the Emirates, because Pakistan dominate there, but then Australia.
Yeah, I think Australia is probably the hardest place to go.
They've got the hard wickets. They've got ball fizzing about your face. They've got
India after that probably, but even Pakistan have won in India, but they're struggling in Australia.
I think with the Australians, nobody's really gone out there and actually smashed Australia in Australia.
England were dominant. They were the number one world test team, and they got smashed in the Ashes,
wasn't it? I think that's the year they got whitewashed.
They didn't get whitewashed. I think it was
4-1.
I think it was 4-1. Yeah.
Almost whitewashed.
But we got bullied as well. It wasn't just that we got beat. We got bullied. We got tortured.
Yeah, it was just I think I'd love to get interaction with a cricket fanatic. Yeah, from
just before I came into the show, I was at my mum and dad's house. My cousins were there as well, a couple of brother-in-laws, and they're big cricket fans. And I said, ring in, and they was like, why should we ring in? We lost. It's like, well, we'll ring in and we'll have a little chat with you when we've genuine. And plus, it was a game that started off midnight. It was playing from midnight.
Yeah, you don't get to watch it, do you?
Yeah, you're asleep while they're playing. So probably
you wake up and you get the result.
You follow the scores, but you don't probably follow
I think that the diehards are probably obviously tuned in, and the likes of us.
Again, I know some people don't like it. It just sums up Pakistan in the first innings. There was 77-4-0 or something like that. Great start. And all of a sudden they're 80 for 4.
Yeah,
it's just like
and 90 odd for 5. So
so it's just.
I think we've discussed this and
again and again.
So
and it happens again and
you
again.
and me have been blown out the water with comments from people outside the radio show.
There are people who do criticise our coverage of the Pakistan cricket team. Now, let's be a little bit introspective.
Our comments about the team, not coverage, I would say.
Our comments and our views and our opinions.
Our summary.
Our summary. I think sometimes we get accused of maybe overly simplifying the complex beast that is the Pakistan cricket team.
And that's the problem.
So let's talk about the complexities then. Let's talk about the issues. So firstly, it's very, very political over there. The cricket board, the PCB, very, very political, has been historically. Even now, you've got Imran Khan, who's he's running the country, but it's like he's influencing what's going on with the PCB, and that's because he's got a cricketing background. You can understand why he'd want to do it. It's a very, very popular sport, the most popular sport probably. Is it the most popular sport after? Is it after hockey?
Hockey's the national game.
Hockey's quite the national game as well. But it's it's a massive fan base, and genuinely they're contenders on the world stage in cricket. So So with all those things going for it, it's not going to be as straightforward as, you know what, just have a chairman of selectors, a bunch of selectors, you've got leagues going, we'll look at the stats at the end of the season, who's good, who's
much
not.
Decent leagues do they even happen in Pakistan? It's like Habib Bank playing somebody or something. They're not really got a good structure.
I think the structure has improved over the last sort of
nothing
couple of years.
To any other country,
but if we're talking about the Pakistan cricket team, I think Pakistan cricket team, as far as I'm concerned, they should go to each country on the basis of who they're playing. And I've said this from day one. Application is the most important thing. I think they went in there with the it just shows you that the attitude wasn't right.
Yeah, let me just ask a question to the both of you. Like, is there any other Test nation out there who would give a 16-year-old a Test debut?
I'm not saying to have a debut in Australia. On that ground, in Australia. So
I guess that we're talking about league systems and selectors and so on. This 16-year-old's probably been playing school cricket 6 months ago.
They have history, Pakistan and India in particular.
Yes.
They have history.
Yes.
I think Tendulkar was only 16, wasn't he?
I thought Tendulkar was... Oh, no, he was 16.
16,
right,
he was 16 when he played against Pakistan.
And then he got dropped. And then he came back when he was 19.
He got smashed by Wasim Akram, didn't he? I think he gave him a terrible time. But the thing is, they're surrounded with experienced players.
Excellent players, yeah.
Well, at the moment, Pakistan is just like... No one's really outstanding. Who you pick one player, say, yeah, he'll change the game. You have like Hamish Amla for South Africa. You could say you had Tendulkar for India, or obviously now it's the captain Kohli.
Okay, so you're talking about the big names.
Yeah, you've got big names. Pakistan don't have that at the moment.
Yeah, experienced players, and I think
don't have it. Yeah, and they're rebuilding, and I think they need to keep a few experienced players. They got rid of them. They're saying, right, we're going to go with. I'll say unknown names, but less achieved players.
Do you think? So this is my view, and I may have a completely incorrect view of the Test cricket world.
No views incorrect.
But you bring in somebody into the Test team that you think is going to, if it's a newcomer, you think is going to be in that team for the rest of their career. Nobody's got a right to it, but you'd only bring somebody in that you think is going to have a genuine international Test career. Do you think that's fair?
No,
because would you bring someone in who's just come in for a game or two, just filling in the gap?
No, they've got to. I think they're going to stick with this 16-year-old. Surely now.
Yeah, I think
can't just throw him in one game. But the thing is, I think what I believe, again, it's my view, is they brought him, and the thing is, as a main player. He's got to have. You have to have someone on there. He's got to be a backup. So you have to have a Wasim Akram, Waqar Younis, and the youngster who's come in. So there's pressure's not on him. But he's like. Like Rashford being thrown in or so young. And
this is a 5-day test. It's not a 1-day game. It's a 5-day test. You need to have your head on.
There was a saying I heard in the past couple of days.
Do you think Pakistan got it wrong, or they didn't do any research?
For me, absolutely. You never ever do experiments on an away test series.
There's this one saying I heard over a couple of days, and it's just come to mind again. So and it's in Punjabi, so if you don't mind me saying, it's ik tuti nu band nahi karida. Tuti nahi khulida jab tak ek tuti band na hoye. So
are you talking about Friday night?
Yeah, so that was the comment, I believe. So I think it was quite relevant for the Pakistan team. They shouldn't have closed one tuti before the other tuti was running, and they've got rid of the experienced players.
Our station manager's thinking, what's tutis? Tutis is a tap.
Can you explain it in English?
Basically, what he's saying, you shouldn't close one tap before opening the other tap.
It's like running a parallel system in IT or business.
This is the philosophical viewpoints we missed on the show last week. This is exactly what we were
Where's
missing
Brother
out.
Waj? I've just seen a comment there. How
Shiraz Khan saying, where's Brother Waj? Abbas Ali Kareem, he's talking about the boxing. Salaam, bit random. Where do you think whether we'll win the next fight, and if he doesn't, where will he go from there? We'll talk about that in a little while. Asad Arif says, peace be upon you, bye. Thank you very much for that. Asad Arif. Shiraz Khan saying, Salaam brothers, where's Waj today? He said that twice. Shiraz Khan said that twice.
Say it 3 or 4 times. So, it's not going to happen. He's not going to appear.
Shiraz, we will be introducing Brother Waj to the show again at some point, but no, I'm afraid you're stuck with the three of us today. So I hope you're not too disappointed. We'll do our best to keep you entertained. But do get your comments and questions in about the sports, particularly about the boxing, because there was a big fight on last night, which we could move on to. We'll move on to straight after we talk about the England.
Oh, England, yes.
England. I thought England did okay initially, and then New Zealand were on the ropes, and now they've got like a 200-run lead, and they've declared with.
Yeah, they've declared, and then 3 wickets down for England already. Looks like
50
the
for 3 or 3, 53 for 3. I think.
But what day is it? Day 4 or day 5?
I think it was day 4.
Day
Day
four.
4.
Yeah.
So England have
the
to
win
really...
it's going to be a draw or New Zealand win.
Well,
Basically,
I think the way it's going, it looks like it's going to be a loss. 7 wickets.
New Zealand win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll win it. But again, they must have messed up a session somewhere because they were in the game, and then all of a sudden New Zealand were struggling. But then I think, was it Watling or someone?
Watling got 200, didn't he?
Yeah, and so
Not
that took the game away from them. Again, they have a player that...
And even at that point, you've got to remember the New Zealand cricket team was struggling. They were 140 odd for 4.
Yeah.
And, for 140 odd for...
break even with the 350.
over 600
got that, they would have done well.
So realistically, the best we can hope for is a draw, but it looks like it's...
I think at the end New Zealand declared as well, didn't they?
They
did,
declared,
yeah.
They declared.
Oh, they were down 9 wickets anyway. But
And both
good though, isn't it?
both the batsmen
Declared,
who got the
not all
hundreds...
were they?
Yeah, both the batsmen who got hundreds declared and were out, and they had nothing really to play for. So
okay, so we've got a few comments coming in. Obviously, I mentioned Abbas Ali Kareem's question about Joshua. We'll come to that when we start talking about the boxing. Asad Arif is saying, I said, Poch to Arsenal be amazing, like when Campbell came. That rivalry will be amazing. Like when Campbell came. So he's talking about Sol Campbell.
Sol Campbell.
Oh, Sol Campbell went from Tottenham to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Aslan saying, not a good time to be an Arsenal fan. So much talent on paper. However, the manager can't set them up right. Players have stopped playing for him, and the job is too big for him. Bring in Poch. That's the second Arsenal fan saying it. Can we give a shout out to Sully saying Qureshi? He has a sweating problem, but still tries really hard. I don't know what that's about. Do you guys know what that's about? Prince Andrew, though, doesn't sweat.
Oh, yeah.
He did sweat.
I heard this.
Yeah, that's just the weirdest thing I heard on TV in a while. And Aslan saying, Aslan Ali, the drama if Poch goes Arsenal be amazing. So he's laughing. Ishfaq Ali saying, are you guys Pakistan fans or England fans? We refuse to be drawn into questions of that nature. Ishfaq Ali, stop being so controversial. We are fans of sport. That's what we are. We are fans of sport. And Asad saying, can you ask Arif that Can you ask Arif that I like his pecs? That sounds like a statement rather than a question. Asad is saying he likes your pecs.
thank you, bro.
Harun Anjab Salam, thank you for joining us. Let's move on to the boxing.
Yes, did you watch
Wilder Ortiz. We would watch it. 4 o'clock in the morning. Who's going to watch it? You saw the replay though.
I saw the replay.
Ortiz gave him some problems. Ortiz has only lost 1. He's 31-1.
Is this the second time they've fought?
This is the second time they've fought,
Ortiz is also 40, isn't he? He's 40 years of age, so
Yeah.
he's a little bit older.
Oh, wow.
But he's only had 31 professional bouts at that level, and he's like 31-1. The only defeat previously was to Wilder.
Yeah.
So he got a chance of another shot.
Did he knock him down?
It dominated for periods of the...
He dominated for most of the fight, didn't he? And then I think it was just one punch.
I had him head on the cards, did you?
Yeah. He was head on cards, yeah.
And one punch just knocked him out.
Yeah, one punch just sort of... I mean, the punch didn't look like as if it was, it was more like a jab. I think I'd love to hear Ishfaq Ali's comments on this.
Well, Ishfaq Ali saw the fight live, so Ishi, let's get your comments on this fight. But he said it before, didn't he? He said, Wilder said it before, he said, look, my opponents, they need to be perfect for 12
Absolutely.
rounds.
He said that in
And
his...
he said, I need to be perfect for 2 seconds.
yeah.
Ortiz is more
and
like
that's-
45 years old, Ishfaq Ali saying.
Ortiz is more like 45 years old. So let's get another apology in there.
Yeah, come on, Aaron.
No, it's actually 41. Is it 40? I think it's 40. He might look 45, but I think it's 40 on the paperwork anyway.
Whereas
If you want to post his birth certificate or date of birth, let us know.
It's the best thing. Asad saying, Imtiaz Bhai, sorry, I'm in troll mode today. Bless you all, love this show, and I particularly love Aris Pex. Shahz Khan, Ortiz is an old man. He won all 7 rounds, but Wilder's power on the right hand is at a different caliber. And Michelle saying, nothing wrong with being over 40. You won't get many disagreements in this studio, Michelle.
Definitely not.
Yeah, absolutely right. Maysam H. The Marnie's watching. Sully said all about Tyson Fury in the heavyweight division. So let's move on then to what other Kareem asked about. He asked about Joshua. So Joshua's fighting
What's happening with Joshua?
Fatboy Ruiz again.
December.
Fatboy Ruiz, he literally changed everyone's views of what the ultimate athletic body shape should be because he went in as a fat guy against absolutely super cut up Joshua and taught him a lesson, did what he had to do. So Ruiz Joshua, that's December
That's December the
9th, 12th?
14th, isn't it? 14th
Yeah,
or
it's
15th.
early to mid-December.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon Joshua wins that?
Do you know what? The jury's out for me.
Yeah.
I think
Is his career over if he
the,
loses?
the previous fight he had, he didn't look great, did he? He just completely.
There was all sort of rumours, wasn't there, about the previous fight? His head wasn't right and everything.
Yeah, and I think what was it? Joshua was saying that look, he was fighting for his mum, and I wasn't fighting for anybody.
Yeah, he said that. He did say that. I think, you know what, we're probably going to get a lot of boxing fans telling us we don't know anything about boxing, but I think I really like Joshua's journey. I know he's been marketed, and I know he's been hyped, and he's clean cut, he's good looking, he's fit, he's pumped,
strong lad.
he trains, he's
Speaks
got
well,
an Instagram presence, he's got a presence on social media, a lot of followers, highly marketable, and he's the golden boy, right? Completely the opposite to Tyson Fury, completely the opposite. This guy's a package. This guy's like a pre-packaged boy band versus somebody who's like learned their trade on the streets busking kind of thing. That's Tyson Fury versus Joshua. I still think he's an incredible athlete, and I think he was complacent because his path has been just meteoric. It's been a meteoric rise, and it's not like he doesn't have the tools. He's got the tools. He can get it done. He just needs to take it serious. Now, getting a defeat at this stage in his career before he's had the unification fight with Wilder is probably a good thing, because this actually shakes him up and says, look, you know what, you can't take anything lightly, because I think he took Ruiz lightly. I would have taken Ruiz lightly. Look at this. Oh yeah, it was a late replacement.
It was a late replacement, so his mind.
So he's probably thinking, my fighter's dropped. The guy they're going to bring in is going to have no prep. It's going to be easy work. But Ruiz is obviously he's a
I think that's the problem, isn't it? Don't ever underestimate the opponent, and that's what happens.
So that's smiling now. Do you know what? I'm just going to have to. I think we're just going to have to go to break early, Michelle, because this is we can't work with these kinds of comments coming in. We're getting trolls. We're getting heckles.
Love your pecs.
Yeah, I could deal with I love your pecs. That's all right.
No.
Michelle Bush-Batty has said, she says, I agree about Joshua, the golden boy of boxing, just like our Sadat. So, we'll just leave that there.
What is going on?
Perfect. I think that sums it up nicely.
I think so. Our station manager Michelle, she's been on this emotional awareness course recently, and she knows that when people are down in the dumps, you have to try and lift them and bring them back up. And we're the opposite. We kick them when they're down. Our station manager is just trying to just do that. As Mahmood saying, all right, Turkish. All right, Yazi, how's it going? Get your comments in, mate. Let us know what you think about. I'm sure Yazi must have seen the fights, isn't it? Yazi must have seen the fight last night.
Yeah.
Get your comments in about that. So yeah, so I think it's a perfect time. You got to remember, the greatest boxer of all time is
Muhammad Ali.
How many times did he get knocked out?
Many times, didn't he?
No,
two.
He got knocked down a couple of times, but he got beat 3 times, I think. Well, once he had his title stripped, twice he lost it, so he became 3-time world champion. And you learn from that. You learn from the adversity. If you just have it easy, if you're just being everyone, you start thinking you're invincible because you've got your whole entourage.
And he did go on a bit more than he needed to, I think, at the end, towards the end of his career.
Probably didn't. Speaking of champs, Hassan Mahmood is tuned into the show, listening to our show. So Hassan, get your comments in, mate. Let us know about the world of boxing as you see it, and we can get your comments live on the show. So Joshua, I'm looking forward to that fight. I might buy that.
Or pay.
Yeah, I might even pay and buy that. Yeah, rather than get illegal streams. But literally, I think.
Well, so is that in America? Is it the fight?
Saudi.
Or Saudi?
Saudi,
yeah, it's in Saudi.
Yeah.
So
I might come around yours then. We'll watch it.
Ishfaq Ali says, so that is more silver than gold. That's him. So it's really exciting, I think, for especially for non-boxing fans, because we've got Tyson Fury, who's completely off the beaten track in terms of what a professional boxer should be. You got Wilder, who's the big American super powerhouse, not necessarily the most beautiful boxer to watch, but devastating. And then you got Anthony Joshua, who, he's had a bit of a knockdown. I hope he wins. I really hope he wins and he gets back onto that. And then you've got a 3-way split. Wilder goes for who? Tyson Fury, the one who drew against last time. Does he go for Joshua?
I think
Joshua and Fury getting on for a Battle of Britain.
It's looking awesome, isn't it? You got some awesome bouts coming up.
Yeah.
In the heavyweight division, I think it should be good. I still think Fury should get it on with Wilder first.
Wilder.
Yeah.
So I think Fury, Joshua, Wembley Arena,
It's going to be a packed out, isn't it?
80,000 pay-per-views all around the world. It would just
Wilder's
be
got a point to
sensational.
prove against Fury, though, hasn't he? Because
Wilder does, but then he didn't go straight into the rematch, did he? He went with
No.
Ortiz instead. So
Yeah.
so it makes you
And even that was
wonder,
a
like, does he?
struggle.
Because look, what do you have to do? Did you see Wilder's face when Fury got back up after being knocked
Yeah,
out? In the
yeah.
Yeah, Wilder was like, he just kind of
It's like
laughed to
watching
himself, like, well, what
Undertaker.
What is going on here?
It's just like Undertaker getting up and thinking this is a stage. What's going on?
He's probably telling him, stay down, don't get up.
So Ishfaq has said Joshua gets knocked out again. His boxing abilities are 6 out of 10 at best. One trick pony. That's a cutting.
Do you know what? I am gonna go with my brother Ishfaq on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Tyson
it's
versus
not gonna
Wilder,
be.
size.
He's not gonna do it. I think you know that loss psychologically has probably damaged
He
him.
lost to a fat bloke, didn't he?
Yeah,
It's never
it's
good
hard,
to lose
isn't
to a
it?
fat bloke. Yeah.
It's like football, isn't it? So that.
And
Well, I've never lost to a
Ishfaq's
fat
just
bloke.
confirmed,
I'm the
he
fat
says Tyson Fury versus Wilder is signed for the 23rd of Feb. So that's going to be a big fight. That answers that. And Yaz is coming with a comment. He said Wilder is the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division. Cannot wait for the Wilder-Fury rematch. Fury is the only boxer to get up from the power of Wilder. AJ is no match for Wilder or Fury.
We
Love
look
the
forward
show.
to seeing
Keep up
it.
the fantastic work. Arif, keep smiling, buddy. That's what he said. So thank you so much for your interaction with us. It's been
Got
brilliant.
more interaction this week than we had last week.
I think we've had
yeah,
about the
I'm
same level, maybe a
No,
little bit lower.
no,
probably.
more,
We've had
more.
no calls. We had 3 calls last week. But let's not, pick bones about it.
Michelle dialed that number.
Michelle thinks you're awesome. She'll probably call. Michelle will probably call in. We'll get Michelle to call in the second half of the show where we talk about Mourinho, we talk about Tottenham, we talk about Arsenal.
There's a lot to talk
We talk
about
about
football.
the Chelsea City game.
Liverpool.
We talk about Liverpool, still top of the league. So, inshallah, guys, do join us again after this short break and keep getting your comments in because we love it when you interact with our shows. Speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
Where can you get high quality and low prices? Amar Food Store and Halal Meat in Lincoln Road, Triangle is the place to go. Pay us a visit and take advantage of our special offers and great range of products on groceries, vegetables, fruits and halal meat. Also send money to Pakistan absolutely free. We have all top brands at special offers, offer free customer parking and provide a free local delivery service. Amar Food Store and Halal Meat, 613B Lincoln Road, Peterborough. Call us on 01733 687 374. High in quality, low in prices.
There's a million choices available for dining out in Leeds.
But if you want something special, there's only one name to remember.
Mumtaz Leeds.
Relax in our newly refurbished Riverside restaurant.
Enjoy exquisite home cooking from our brand new menu. Upgrade to the Mumtaz Leeds experience.
And the price? Well, we're better value than ever before.
Mumtaz Leeds, Chadwick Street, Leeds, LS10 1PJ. Call 0113 242 4211.
Free car parking available.
कोई रत्तियां कमीज़ानी लमाना मारे मामा मिठियां में चीज़ानी।
मेरा नाम मुकद्दस है और कोट मेरा घर है और ये मेरे लिए किसी जन्नत से कम नहीं। हमारे भी कुछ ख्वाब हैं जिनकी ताबीर को हमें पाना है।
आइए इन बच्चों के ताबनाक मुस्तकबिल के लिए अपना हिस्सा डालिए। अपनी ज़कात, सदकात, खैरात और इमदाद कोट को दीजिए।
UK number 0300 123 7774. Website court.org.uk.
Almarad Tiles. With over 70 stores nationwide, we are now open in Peterborough. Up to 50% discount offers now on. Largest selection of tiles. Full bathroom suites from only £189. Paint, LED lighting, laminate flooring from only £7.99. Over 1,000 designs of wallpaper in stock. We have everything you need. Come and visit us at 193 Fengate, Peterborough, PE1 5BH, or call us on 01733 34 58 47. Almarad Tiles, now open.
Allah
In the mood for some authentic Desi food? Try Desi Restaurant on Lincoln Road. Start your day right with our Desi breakfast. Every day from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Halva puri, channa, nihari, paya, paratha and omelette. Need a tasty lunch? Every day 1 to 4 p.m. we've got fast food, pizzas, kebab sandwiches, tandoori dishes, balti dishes, biryanis and much more. We're also open every evening 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Try our Desi Tawa special or our fresh handi, 1 kg chicken or lamb on the bone, cooked to order. Eat in, take away or free delivery. Visit desirestaurant.co.uk to view the full menu and order online. 60-seat capacity and a private function room. Catering service also available. Desi Restaurant, 298 Lincoln Road, Peterborough, PE1 2ND. Call us now on 555 795.
Broadcasting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is Salaam Radio.
This is Salaam Radio, but it might as well be called Sadat Radio because of the amount of love Sadat is getting on the airwaves today. Do call in, text us in and tell us how awesome this guy is on the radio with us. And we will try and talk a little bit about football in the second half of the show. You are live on Salaam Sports, 106.2 FM on Salaam Radio and on 105.1 Inspire FM. We still haven't had any comments from our Luton listeners. We still haven't had a call. Shall we read the phone numbers out? Just in case that might encourage somebody to call in. So if you're listening in Luton, guys, it's 01733 602 773. 01733 602 773. Get your calls in. Talk to us about anything football related. Second half of the show is going to be dedicated to football and the big story of the week. The special one is back.
It's now the humble one, isn't it? Is that the?
He was very humble yesterday.
He was humble at United, wasn't he?
Well, no, it was the chosen one at Chelsea.
He was the happy one.
And then the happy one at United, yeah. And then
it's like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, isn't it? He's going to be the sneezy one and the sleepy one soon, isn't he? The bashful one.
Well, big shock though, Pochettino. I mean, to be honest, when I got on the breaking news that he'd been sacked, I thought Mourinho's going to go there.
Did you think so?
I said, yeah. I didn't really expect
it to happen within 24 hours?
No, I thought Mourinho's going to
I think the decision was probably already done because if you remember, he got sacked, what was it, about 6 o'clock in the evening, 7 o'clock in the evening, and by about 2 o'clock in the morning, the decision was already made to bring Mourinho in.
Was it the right decision?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt that they'd lined him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt that they only sacked Pochettino because they knew they could bring somebody in the following day.
Well,
so they would have had those conversations.
My personal view on this is I think this is a fantastic move for Tottenham.
Really?
He's going to give them more scope.
Sure.
You know, they've got a fantastic
Are they going to give him more money?
They're gonna give him money.
Then why did they give Pochettino money?
Pochettino,
he did all that without the money.
Yeah.
What could he have done if you gave him some money?
Good point. I don't know. Maybe Pochettino at that point, they weren't prepared to give him money. Now,
so let's break this down. So Pochettino out. We all think that's an awful move, don't we?
I think I don't think it's a great move.
I'm just thinking let's take Manchester United. If they were looking for a manager and both Poch and Mourinho were available, you'd go for Poch.
Currently, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think most clubs in the world would probably do that.
Because we've been with Mourinho, haven't we?
So is it just you think the grass is green on the other side? Because
Mourinho is a winner. You look at his record.
No, that's true.
You look at his record. Like might have a go at him for certain way he plays, styles, or whatever, or his mannerism, but he's a winner.
Yeah,
United who won trophies.
He did. He won the Europa League.
Yeah.
He won did he win the FA Cup? He won the League Cup.
League Cup.
He won the League Cup.
He won three trophies, I think.
I don't know, Charity Shield.
He won the Charity Shield as well, didn't he?
Yeah. So you don't get into the Charity Shield if you. Oh no, did he finish second and City did the double? Got it. Okay. So Michelle's texting and she's saying, I'm gutted for Poch. I think we're all gutted for Poch. And, you made that really good point earlier about, is it more of a shock than Claudio Ranieri? And I guess you made that point because Ranieri took a bunch of hopefuls and made them Premier League champions, and nobody expected that 5,000 to 1 shot, as we heard.
Yep.
And then, he's had a slippery start to the next season and then he's just been sacked. For me, that was a bigger shock because Leicester should be a humble club, I think, given their size.
We spoke at the time that we didn't think the players were playing for Ranieri at the time, And then as soon as it's changed, all of a sudden some of the results change, even though they sacked the manager following him as well.
Yeah, it was Shakespeare, wasn't it? Craig Shakespeare.
Yes,
Yeah.
no one remembers them.
But they gave him a few months, didn't they, into the season, and then when the results weren't going for him, that's when they got rid of him.
I mean, as a Liverpool fan, so I'm an outsider when it comes to Tottenham. I genuinely admire the work that Pochettino's done.
Yeah, I think
they've. I mean, let's be.
He was
frank,
everyone's second favourite, wasn't he? After your own club,
Tottenham Hotspurs have had some jokers at the wheel. They've genuinely had some idiots managing them. People who haven't got a clue. They had. Do you remember Jerry Francis did them for a while? They had Sherwood doing them not too long.
Sherwood started off okay, didn't he?
It's just they had.
Did they also have Harry Redknapp as well?
They had
Harry Redknapp. Yeah, they've had Harry Redknapp. They've had Andres Villas-Boas, who they didn't really stick with. Potentially should have given him a bit more time. But they just kind of. Pochettino's there for time. He established an identity. He got the best out of. I mean, Sherwood spent 100+ million on players and never even used them. And it was Poch that came in and got Lamella playing, and he got Ericsson playing, and he got these guys who cost loads of money. He actually started making them play in the way.
Got them to the Champions League final.
Got them to the Champions League final off the back of a season where he made zero investment.
Yeah,
you have to remember.
And the performances
at the end of the day, though, he won no
qualified for the Champions League the
trophies.
following year.
And the performance throughout that season, I mean, I think they beat, was it Inter? The way they actually destroyed Inter and Barcelona, they played them.
The thing is, they looked like they were going to win
Barcelona.
some trophies. Give him time. You thought, give him money. This is the manager who's going to get you trophies.
I think Daniel Levy just fell out of love with him. I think there's an agenda. Maybe
something happened in the background.
I think he wanted to go. I think
we don't know what happens between chairman and managers. I mean, if you're well versed in that, obviously you know those kinds of things, and discussions in the background, behind closed doors and all that kind of stuff.
Chairman never talks to me.
But I just think it felt like Tottenham Hotspurs was a really good project, and I felt it was on track. And you're going to get bumps, and this was the start of the season was a bump. But look, they won yesterday.
You'd be the one.
I think you've got to also look at it from a different.
Who did they beat yesterday? West Ham away.
They beat West Ham away.
Could Poch have got that result?
Poch would have got that.
Yeah, and if Poch got that result, then Poch would be managing a team that's seventh in the league.
Yeah,
right.
I think maybe it's a little bit deeper. Look, you've got a couple of players. You've got Ericsson who wants to leave, who's running down his contract. You got Toby Alderweireld. Yeah, he wants to leave the club. So look, maybe he's been brought in to convince these players whether they want to stay or whether they want to go.
He made a bold decision. He got Ericsson, didn't he? He didn't play with him, so he's not going to mess about. We know he did that in United with Pogba. He made decisions. And he's not scared of hiding.
The other thing is, Mourinho came into Chelsea at the same age as who's Chelsea manager now? Frank Lampard. It was Dele Alli, same age. So maybe he can change his fortunes as well. Dele Alli had actually a very good game.
Super game.
Do you think the Tottenham players stopped playing for Pochettino? Do you think that's why they were having poor? And I'm going to compare this to Arsenal because there's a lot of saying that the Arsenal players are not playing for their manager.
No, I think Tottenham, it was a little blip. They had a couple of bad results. There was nothing wrong with that football club. Look, they won yesterday and they're up to 7th.
Right? I think the pressure was on them.
You got to remember this. Look, Liverpool have had a blistering start. City, even though they've lost a couple of games, they've had a blistering start.
Leicester
have had a blistering start. Chelsea have had a blistering start. So the top four, this is probably the highest points accumulated by a top four at this stage of the season ever.
Yeah,
right.
It's that big gap has now.
And if you're 6 or 7 points off at this stage, it's not because you've gone backwards. It's maybe because other teams have had a favourable run of fixtures, lucky VAR decisions, whatever it is. But it's nothing to panic about. But I think they panicked, and I think what it is, personally, I think what it is Tottenham fans, some quarters. Tottenham board, they probably want to get their hands on some silverware, and they're
they're going to actually then compromise on, say, the quality of the way they play, just to get a few trophies.
Look, you've got to look.
Is that acceptable?
How much have they spent on the stadium? Is it £1 billion or something?
It's £1 billion stadium, yeah.
£1 billion stadium. They've got fantastic facilities. Even Mourinho said the pillars were next level. I wish £250 a pillow, I think it was.
Oh, pillows. Okay.
Yeah. So. You've got all these fantastic facilities. You don't know if the manager's going to actually stay or go. They needed to make a change.
They need some certainty.
Yeah, they need some certainty.
Oh, Mourinho's
come in. Mourinho is a big draw
So Ishfaq Ali
manager.
said, Mourinho will win trophies for Spurs, but Poch plays a better brand of
Yeah.
football, and that's interesting because if you win trophies, the pressure's off you, and sometimes fans just like, you know what, it doesn't matter.
We're winning.
It doesn't.
But then when
Yeah.
you're playing a better brand of football, sometimes you get that extra currency from the fans saying, look, we're playing great football, and yeah, we had a bad result here, we lost in the final there. The Champions League final,
Maybe
that
that's
could have gone the other way. That
could've
handball
gone
was,
yeah.
it was suspect.
Yeah.
That handball,
Yeah.
the first goal was
Yeah,
suspect,
well, some
and the
refs
second
of it,
goal
some
was a sucker punch, and they did have chances.
Yeah, they
so it's not like you know they're a million miles away. Ishrak goes on to say it's a little bit like Image and Ahmed. I don't know what he means by that. I think he means I
Was that
played
chairman and
the better brand
manager?
of football, and Ahmed was more likely to win trophies. I don't know, or the other way around. I don't know. But interesting you say that. Like, we were talking about the formations. The only thing Mourinho changed in the Tottenham team ahead of yesterday's game was the formation. They've been playing a 4-3-3.
personnel. I don't know if Poch, Ericsson,
Ericsson, whatever. Yeah. But the 4-3-3 rather than the 4-2-3-1, and the 4-2-3-1 is what Mourinho adopted during his time at Chelsea, when Chelsea were a formidable side with Terry, Lampard, and Drogba down the middle. So he's adopted that, and what that's allowed them to do is to play Moura and Son and Kane, and all three scored.
Yeah,
and Dele Alli was probably man of the match, playing number 10.
And I like Moura. I think he should have got more games under Pochettino.
He should have been in the Champions League final.
Yeah, he should have played in the Champions League. He deserved to play in the Champions League
Yeah, he
final.
got a hat-trick in the semi-final. You don't start.
And you don't
came
start.
off the bench, didn't he?
Came off the bench, yeah.
Yeah, that time it was a little bit too late. I think he's trying to get in there. But look, whatever reason it is, I think they've let go of a fantastic manager, and whoever he's going to manage, I think he's gonna do an excellent job.
Would you do that then? Talk about more then. So if someone scores a hat trick in the same final, you automatically put him in the final. Surely it's not.
No, I
like
think
that.
the performance over the last few
It's
games.
not like that, but he should have been in the final because Kane wasn't fully fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you've got a superstar player who's not fully fit, it doesn't matter if he's a superstar player. You just, and somebody's
I
done
think
the
if he's
job to
that
get
good
into
though, you're thinking, okay, let's give him.
Okay,
first
Kane
half.
was atrocious in the final.
Let's give him the first half. If he's not good, then we take him off because you wouldn't want to bring him on from the bench
Me
because
personally,
you don't know how it's going to go.
Me personally, if there's a fitness issue with somebody and he's your genuine first team striker, but if he's got a fitness issue and somebody's come in and done the job the previous game, you start that person from the previous game. You do that.
And I think that's what they should have done, shouldn't they? You know, they
it's like
should
for me, Aslan wasn't available last week, and Zaid stepped in and got 5 goals. So does Zaid start, or do you put Aslan back in? I'm happy to take your view. I'm not taking your views. Let's move on a little bit, but still kind of on the same thing. Michelle's also said, has Mourinho's timeout humbled him, or is he pulling off a great show? He's definitely pulling off a great show.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you know what? I've listened to him on
as
the
a
radio
pundit.
As a pundit.
Oh my God! You're not going to say I've listened to him as a pundit and he's humble. No, you're not.
I like. Do you know what?
It's always about Mourinho.
Actually,
wherever he goes,
I used to hate
Mourinho, and he likes it like that, and that's him. And it's the same. Even in that first press conference he did, I'm the humble one.
Well, he got
Champions League final.
He got asked.
I've never lost Tottenham's. I've never lost the Champions League final,
do you reckon
so I don't know.
Tottenham's sluggish start was because they lost in
Or
Champions
the
League?
players are feeling it.
And he goes, I wouldn't know. I've never lost in a
He
final.
can't. About him again. Well, they're asking the questions about the players.
And
That's
then
isn't it?
wasn't it?
But you got to love him for that. That's people talk to him about it or talk about it, and it's in the papers.
No, wasn't it? United went
comments.
to City and lost, and he said, "Well, I went to City and lost, and then I got sacked or something like that." Was it? I went to Liverpool and got
Liverpool. He got.
He goes, I got a draw against Liverpool and I got sacked, and now United again. And it's a good
I
result.
wasn't surprised with something about him, though, isn't it? But that's again, he's a winner.
So, in response to
Whatever he
Michelle's
does.
question, me and Sadat think no, it's not humbled him one bit. And
No.
Arif thinks.
I just
think that they're missing a great pundit now.
Do you know what? I just
see
replacement. I just see a change in people, and I go on that change. I hope it is.
See the good in everybody, do you?
I see the good in everybody.
Yeah, whatever.
Fair enough. Okay, moving on. Big game yesterday was City-Chelsea.
Yeah.
And what a crackerjack game
Excellent
that was.
game.
It was really good.
Chelsea could have won. Should have. Well,
Chelsea had
first
chances.
half they could have gone 2 up at least.
So I'm really, really impressed with Chelsea. I know we say this every week because they've genuinely been playing well for a number of weeks now, but
With limited resources.
Yeah. Tammy Abraham he looks like a proper player. He looks like, you could say he's had a good run of games and a good few goals, but he's genuinely dangerous attacking player, and he's worth his place in the squad.
And I'll tell you
did
something.
call it at the start of the season.
I think.
What did he say?
He said, Tammy Abraham, he goes that this hampering of players that they can't bring will actually benefit Chelsea because they can use the younger players and the players that they got on loan, bring them back and they're ready now.
Yeah.
And
Hudson-Odoi isn't starting. He's a fantastic player. He's starting on the bench.
And you had
Mason Mount on the bench as well.
Mason Mount on the bench. You had Tomori who played pretty well yesterday.
Tomori's brilliant.
But do you think on the same sort of like a theme on the managers, is Frank Lampard bringing the best out of these lot, or could somebody else have done?
I think he's doing an excellent job.
Or
I think
punching above his weight in the sense if he goes, then Chelsea would go on a dip.
So I saw his post-match interview on Match of the Day last night, and I really love the way he says things. Yeah, and there's you can say the same thing with two different ways and you have a different impact. So this question was, okay, you lost today, but you played really well, and do you feel like you're ahead of the curve? And he goes, I need that curve following me. He goes, of course we're ahead of the curve, and we recognise that, but we can't say we're ahead of the curve, let's eat into some of that fat. No, the curve needs to follow us up, and we need to keep moving in that direction because we could be better. We could be better. Now, is that perfectionist? He doesn't come across as a perfectionist. Is that somebody who's really vicious and hard on his players? And no, I think he went into changing room and says, well done lads, you done well. But his expectation is Chelsea have done well and they need to continue to do well. And he doesn't feel like, being third in the league at this stage, given they've got a transfer ban, he's a brand new manager, he's got a young squad, he doesn't make that look like it's an anomaly. Do you understand?
It's not this, I suppose, towards the end of the season it may change, but it is early in the season. A few defeats and they'll be 7th or 6th.
And the other question you got to ask yourself
they've got a cushion now, I think.
I don't know how much of a cushion.
Yeah, they've got 5-6 points.
2 games.
Two games. Yeah.
So
I think they'll do. I think they'll do well. I think he's got excellent group of young players. They can only get better. They've got more experience in now as well. I think the only problem he's gonna have is if that transfer ban gets overturned and
extended, you mean?
Not overturned.
No, they're appealing it,
and then they can buy.
And they can buy. Does that mean he buys experienced players and replaces them?
You can't do that. Arif, you can't do that. Look, but we sometimes.
Well, hang on, work on the deck because at the start of the season, I would have say if they didn't have a ban, he would have bought players.
He would have bought players.
Yeah. But now he can't buy players because there's a ban. But if that ban gets overturned, say before the January sales, why won't you buy players back to the season, start of the season? Yeah, they're doing well, but you want to back it up.
You can't do that. I'll tell you why. Listen, you've got a manager who's come in and he's got a transfer ban, so he can't even buy the quality that he thinks he needs in the squad. So he's been forced to work with what he's got. We can't at the one side laud him for his abilities to get the best out of these players and to pull together a squad with a style of football that's exciting to watch, getting the results and being in the top 4 at this stage in the season. And on the other hand, say, oh yeah, but he got lucky because there was a transfer ban, so he didn't have an opportunity to mess up.
I won't say lucky. I think he's done really well with the players he's got. But as a club who wants to go forward, or at the start of the season, the expectation was probably, we've got a ban here. If we can get anywhere near the top 4, stay in touch.
We'll be happy.
Round about Christmas, we'll be happy. Yeah. But now they've got the opportunity to actually stay in the top 4. First, I didn't think they'll be in the top 4 at this stage. Now they've got the opportunity to stay in the top 4. You reinforce it. You can't be saying, let's be sentimental. Yeah. Let's say we've got these kids who got it.
But if anything, doesn't that improve his chances of staying in the top 4?
You
say transfer windows are not necessarily a good thing for clubs?
No, it's
in this instance. I think
it's a gamble.
The ban that
Man United are living from one transfer window to the next right now.
Yeah, every transfer window is a couple of players, and they will be there. It's like if it's not broke, why try to fix it? But the thing is that he does need reinforcement. He believes it from the start of the season. I think the players are playing more better than they expected.
Who plays striker if Tammy's not playing? I don't even know.
Well, were we expecting Tammy to do this well? That's
no, of course we weren't. No. But if Tammy goes 5-6 games without a goal at the start of the season, who do they bring in?
Exactly. So that's where he'll be looking. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Who was their striker? Oh, it was Giroud last year and he signed to Arsenal. Yeah, he went to Arsenal.
About his name.
No, he came from Arsenal
to Chelsea. Yeah.
Yeah, so Giroud is their second option and he's not a goal getter. He gets the odd-headed goal.
Yeah, he doesn't do much.
No, they don't play that way for him to get many goals, isn't it? He needs those crosses and
a lot of their goals came from Hazard last season. He's gone.
He's gone.
Right. They're relying on what?
So one or two injuries, shall we say?
Pedro, Mount, and then
Pedro's not played this season either.
Pedro's not played much at all. Yeah. Who else do they rely on then? Who's on the other wing?
Well, they were
Pulisic. They played 4-3-3.
Pulisic didn't have a great game yesterday. I didn't think, but
it was a bit
you've got. I think Mason Mount. I think he's a good player. I think
a bit like Daniel James. He's unproven, but he's stepped up.
Yeah. Well, really for me, I think out of the two, if you're going to compare the two, Mason Mount, I think I'm not sure he's a real deal, but I think he's going to be a very, very good player.
I think they've both performed a lot better than anyone expected.
Well, you expected, yeah.
Yeah, they've both really stepped
Considering
up.
they
Jumped
both
up.
came from a division down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've both done
And
extremely
big
well.
clubs, the pressure.
And did you see the highlights of the game at all yesterday?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, the first goal, I mean, Chelsea were really unlucky one day. It was like 2 deflections, then it goes out
That's
for a shot.
very,
then it's
very
a deflected
unlucky,
shot.
yeah. Very
It
unlucky.
was like 3 deflections in
Yeah.
the build-up. It's like, it wasn't a pretty Man City goal like they usually score. Second goal was great.
Yeah.
And I know they called up the defending saying you really got to close that channel, but Mahrez, the way he slaloms through players and he finds the gap, that was just
See, the thing is, and
He
he's
hasn't played Mahrez
he's been
often,
a
has he,
bit
this season?
part player.
Yeah.
And you got a bit part player, you paid 50 odd million for, and he does that.
He's in the top 5 African players right now, isn't he?
Of course.
And he's
Because
on the
of that
bench for
say.
City.
Yeah.
That says it all. That says it all. And the guy's got.
And even I think they interviewed him after the game, and he said, "Look, we all, Guardiola wants to get into his squad that every game is important. We want to win out. We're desperate to win every single game, and that's the sort of psychology he's given his players, which is very good."
Junaid Khalil's texting. He's saying Batshuayi also plays for Chelsea. We completely forgot Batshuayi.
We did.
You're absolutely right.
And
he's asked an interesting question, and I know there was a bit of conversation about this that I saw on Facebook yesterday. Who is the best player in the Premier League at the moment?
Ooh.
Who the best player? I think for me, I think Mane's up there.
So that's obviously Neves up there. What do you think? I mean, what do you?
No, I would go with Kante. I think
Kante hasn't played much. He's only
I think he was superb against
last
City
couple of
yesterday.
games. He was awesome yesterday. Yeah.
So I think the general consensus is KDB. De Bruyne. De Bruyne is sensational.
Bruyne, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
De Bruyne. You've also got.
But then I've got
Van
to say Fernandinho. Because
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho was brilliant yesterday against Chelsea. Really,
They
tough
showed the
attack.
stats on
They
him.
showed
He
the
was
stats on him. Fernandinho
Yeah.
was unbelievable. And Junaid, I mean, you'll agree. Whenever people talk about the best players, they're talking about the Salahs, Manes, the Sterlings, the Agueros, yeah, those kinds of players. But Edison came back yesterday. Yeah, and he's very, very important. Defenders don't really get a look in too often.
Yep.
CDMs, who I think the games are won and lost in that central defensive midfield position. Fernandinho plays there. He plays centre back. He does an excellent job. Leopold Fabinho has been vital for us this season. So we talk about Mane, and Mane gets the goals, and of course he's a superstar player. But sometimes we overlook those players.
Yeah, Fabinho's been awesome.
James Maddison
for Leicester, yeah.
Yeah, sensational season he's had so far.
And even if you look at Vardy, he was written off last season.
Yeah.
And this season he's come in and he's top goal scorer.
I think you've got a bit stumped, Junaid. Let us know who you think the best player in the Premier League is right now. But
so there's quite a few. I think there's quite a few
players. Let's move on to Arsenal a bit now.
Yes, Arsenal. So what do we have? We had a few comments from our listeners on Arsenal. But yeah, what do you think? Where are
Emery, should he be sacked?
I think, look,
now Pochettino's out there as well.
The problem you've got is, I think everything is down to success nowadays, and clubs will look at their teams and say, look, if the manager's not being successful, it drops them down a few places, which actually affects their financial.
Well, the noise is coming out from the club is the players. The manager's lost the players. The players just don't want to play for him.
But the manager, the board are still saying we're going to back him.
Yeah, they always say that before you sack him. How many times have we heard that? The board say, "Yeah, we've got full confidence in the manager." And the next day, yeah, he's sacked.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
As a manager, that's the first thing you hear.
Yeah,
I
think he's still in there for a job for at least a week.
Junaid Khalil's best player in the Premier League right now is Zaid Hamid. I'm sure Arif will agree.
I'd have to agree with him on that, definitely. But going back to the point, I think if you're looking at managers. You've got the Everton manager. I think he's now definitely on thin ice.
Marco Silva.
Yeah, he's
that's another one.
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Hussein Hartel or whatever his name is at Southampton.
I think Southampton. No, I think Southampton.
They got smashed 9-0.
Yeah, but look at yesterday. They came a whisker away from winning at Arsenal.
Yeah.
So they're gonna continue with him.
So I'll tell you what was really telling about the Arsenal game was they scored a late equaliser. Lacazette got the goal and he didn't even celebrate. And it's like, when you're playing against relegation strugglers and you're at home and you've got your best squad out and you think we're going to win 6-0 today. and you just about get over the line, you feel embarrassed to celebrate. Lacazette literally put it in the back of the net, late goal. Most strikers just like run around like crazy. Yeah, he's put it away and he's just gone and done his laces or something. Like, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
rightly so.
That
Rightly
probably
so.
shows you the atmosphere in the club at the moment.
Would you say it was toxic?
I was going to say it's toxic. Yeah.
But it's true. That's what the clubs should be looking at, and that's why people on social media take the mick out when, you know, going back to Liverpool when they drew against West Brom and they were celebrating that. He says you shouldn't be celebrating a draw. A club of that size, you got to go win. You got to beat the teams, like, with all due respect to Southampton.
Hey, you're laughing, but he's right. He's right. The celebration.
It always comes back, doesn't it?
No. So, but no, you raise an interesting point. And I'm not protecting it.
Yeah,
you made an interesting point. The interesting point I think you're making there is the psychology.
Yep.
Yeah. And one way of looking at it is, we should not be celebrating something that's. But
I think David James would go for it to balance it out.
Don't you think that what Lacazette did and what the team did, because nobody jumped on him and all this, and the manager wasn't happy, even though they drew 2-2, he wasn't happy they got a late goal. Don't you think that shows everyone, external world, that we are failing and we're aware of it and we're down in the dumps?
Yeah, I would.
Whereas if they celebrate and they say, you know what, we got away with it, right, and we need to be better than that, blah blah, and put a positive spin.
No,
that's your view.
It's
every goal you score, every point you end up getting, it's a celebration.
No, it's like, I can't remember which game it was now, and I'm trying to balance it out because you think I was picking on Liverpool, but David James scored an equaliser for United at home. I can't remember who it
Daniel
was.
James.
Daniel James scored.
David James used to be
sorry. Daniel James scored. I can't remember what game it was. It was an equaliser, and we had still 20 minutes to go or something like that. And he started celebrating in front of the fans, and the other players pulled him back, said, no, grab the ball, put it back, we're going for a win here. That's what we do.
That's the mentality, isn't it?
The mentality, that's
Brilliant.
what it is.
Yeah,
and that's what I think with the bigger clubs, especially.
Just a couple more comments to read out. We're almost out of time for the show, but Suleiman Hussein Qureshi said, Liverpool, we score when we want to score. That sounds a bit like what United used to say about 10 years ago.
This is typical
Junaid
United.
Khalil, he says, do you think having a solid keeper between the sticks improves team mentality? 100%.
Yes.
We're all out of time, guys. Thank you so much for your interactions.
Thank you
As
very
always,
much.
Thank you to that and Arif for joining
Thank you for having me back.
Show. And inshallah, we will be back again live next week. Salaam.
Inshallah.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
It doesn't take much to bring some difference. You give some change, which makes a change. Because nothing